Unit 4. Proportions and the distribution of proportion. Objective: to express proportions and use it in our real life. Nice to see you again. Today we will learn about proportions and how to use it in our real life. Ratio is a comparison of two or more quantities. There is a preceding clause and the succeeding clause at the ratio. Read it 4 to 8 or 4 column 8. When you multiply and divide any numbers at both sides except 0, the value of ratio is the same. If we try to make an equivalent ratio that increases the amount, you multiply both sides of the ratio by the same number. 3 to 5. In this ratio, we multiply it by 3 at the both sides. Then 3 times 3 is 9. 5 times 3 equals 15. We write the equivalent ratio as a fraction, as like 9 out of 15. Proportion, like fractions, can be used to express parts of a whole. 3 column 5 equals both sides multiplied by 4. They become 12 column 20. The fraction type is 12 out of 20. 3 to 5, 9 to 15, 12 to 20 are the same equivalent. If we want to make an equivalent ratio that decreases the amount, then you must use division. You divide both sides of the ratio by the same number. 42, 32 divided by 2, they become 20 to 16. Also again divide by 4, then they become 5 to 4. So 42, 32, 20 to 16, 5 to 4 are the same equivalent. A natural number does not include zero, decimal, fraction, negative numbers. Question 1. Change the ratios to their simplest natural numbers. 1.8 to 2.7. First, multiply both sides by 10 to make it a natural number. Then they become 18 to 27. Next, divide both sides by 9 to find the simplest form. 9 is the GCF of two numbers 18 and 27. So finally they become column 3. A third column of first, we need to find the lowest common denominator. Multiple of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Multiple of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, etc. The lowest common denominator is 12. We should multiply a third times 12 of first times 12. The ratio is 4 column 3. 0.8 column 2 fifths. First, we should make them the fractions. Then, we can make them the same denominator as 10. Also, the final answer is 2 column 1. In this time, we should make the 2 fifths two decimal numbers. Then they become 0.8 to 0.4. Multiply 10 at the both sides, then we can get the same result, 2 column 1. A proportion is an equation expressed that two ratios are equal. 3 to 7 equals 9 to 21. When you cross multiply the inside two numbers and outside two numbers, we can get the same numbers as 63. Also, 3 out of 7 equals 9 out of 21. Cross multiply. 3 times 21 equals 63. 7 times 9 equals 63. We can get the missing number by the same way. 5 to 6 equals n to 12. First, set up a proportion using n as the missing number. 5 out of 6 equals n out of 12. Second, cross multiply them. Multiply the first numerator 5 by the second denominator 12 and the first denominator 6 by the second denominator n. Then 5 times 12 equals 6 times n. The final answer n is 10. Question 2. Hyun plans to make a rice cake by mixing both the white rice and brown. The ratio of white rice to brown rice is 2 column 3. If she puts 200 grams of white rice, how many grams of brown rice does she need? 2 column 3 equals 200 column x. Set up the proportion and use x for the missing number. 2/3 equals 200 out of x. Cross multiply like this. Then 2x equals 600. X equals 600 divided by 2 equals 300. Solve by using division. Here needs 300 grams of brown rice. So the proportion of white to brown rice is 200 to 300. Let's know about the application of ratio and proportion. Proportion can be used in a situation where there is sharing to determine the part for each share. Question 3. Hyunjun and Hyun plan to share 30 pieces of bread in the ratio 5 to 10. How many pieces of bread do each child get? The total amount of bread is 30. Add the parts of the ratio, it will be 5 plus 10 equals 15. Share in the proportions 5 out of 15 and 10 out of 15. 30 times 5 out of 15 is 10 and 30 times 10 out of 15 equals 20. We learned about proportions in this lesson. Next time, we will cover about the area of circles. Have a wonderful day and I hope to see you again.